women typically tend to be 70% of the decision makers when it comes to spending money. So, so we're seeing them, I think, with the new technology, women much more comfortable in recognizing that this is not just about the technical. Really, it's people to people. It's the relationships that we have, the friendships, and how we collaborate together. And that's why I think women are coming to trucking and realizing that there's a really good place for us.
Welcome to Truck Chat, an interview series coming to you from Work Truck. I'm Fletcher, executive editor of Work Truck, and today we're here to get a behind-the-scenes look at today's trends in truck purchasing. But before we get started, be sure to hit that subscribe button and don't forget to check out our brand new podcast series on Spotify and Google. Today's episode is sponsored by Isuzu Commercial Truck of America, and chatting with me is Paula Ventura, sales consultant at Monarch Truck Center. Paula's career at Monarch began in 1997 as a part-time rental agent. This part-time schedule was ideal for the then stay-at-home mom to transition back into the workplace. She quickly moved into a full-time position and began her upward momentum through leasing and fleet management, branch management, and now sales, representing both Isuzu and Hino, still at Monarch Truck Center. I'm excited to chat with Paula about what she's seeing in the industry right now, why women are such a great fit, and how this connects to the influx of women in other industries. Welcome, Paula.
Hi, Lauren. Thank you for having me. It's such a privilege to be here, part of this great place for truckers to be in and grab all of your information. So I really totally appreciate it.
I appreciate you. So let's get right to the good stuff. When we spoke earlier, you noted that women are entering truck sales in droves. Can you share a little about what you are witnessing right now?
Yes. So yeah, I've been in trucking for 25 years. And so I've had a great span at the dealership, like you mentioned, from the rental department, parts, service, sales, the whole environment. And so the great thing is that we're seeing both women at the dealership, at the manufacturing level, but also as the customer base is coming in. So I'm seeing women own trucking companies. I'm seeing them come in as fleet managers to talk about their fleet and within the organization itself. So it's just a fantastic time.
That is awesome. I mean, there's a number of amazing people in trucking regardless of gender, but as time has passed, can you tell us a little bit more about the shift you're seeing?
So I wanted to pull some stats. I'm kind of a little geek when it comes to stuff like that. And I think that this showcases and I see that ourselves. So for the long period of time in the early 2000s through the 15th and 18th, we were pretty stagnant at about a 4 to 5% women in the industry across the board that we talked about it. But that number has really gone up. We're at about 9%. And so, but the great thing for me, part of it is I am part of the Isuzu Winner Circle group of individuals. And Isuzu showcases the top individuals in the industry. And that's your parts manager, your service, your sales managers, and in sales. And here we are. I'm not the only female in these organizations anymore. There's a good share of us. We're probably about the same that we said, about 10% of us. So if there's 50 men there, there's about 5 to 10 of us gals, and it's fantastic.
That's great. It's come a long way from the, maybe one from just a, decade or so ago.
Correct. Remember when you were the only woman in the room? You're looking around like, anybody? Anybody?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, in addition to the Isuzu Winner Circle, can you share a little bit about the support you've had along your career path in the truck world?
Yes. So I think that what we really need to see is if women are having these positions, it's men who are there to encourage us, motivate, and be our collaborators. So for me, initially, it was the owner of the dealership. I was in an administrative position, and he came and approached me about sales. And once I was pretty successful in that endeavor, that opened me up to also go into the management team. I was the only female in the management team of about 10. And that allowed me to go into our fleet manager and then to open the store at the Union City location. But once I was in management, it was really my team, So at the dealership, I had about 25 employees. There was me and one gal that did my admin. It was all men, and it was so supportive. Everyone just wanted to see me succeed and enjoyed being part of our team.
It's definitely been a great thing about the work truck fleet industry for sure.
Right. We really have to talk about that because it's the men who are bringing us to the table, who are making these recommendations and listening to our input and wanting to collaborate with us. And I think, and that's the other thing, we show that women deal very well directly with men. And I think this is again where we having a great impact is we are working with men and collaborating with them.
So connecting back, why do you feel that women are such a great fit for this industry?
Well, women typically tend to be 70% of the decision makers when it comes to spending money. So we're seeing them, I think, with the new technology, women much more comfortable in recognizing that this is not just about the technical. Really, it's people to people. It's the relationships that we have, the friendships, and how we collaborate together. And that's why I think women are coming to trucking and realizing that there's a really good place for us, and we're very unique. And so I think, like anything else, it helps us to stand out if we have a voice in the trucking industry.
Other connected fields are also seeing an influx of women. Can you share what industries you're seeing this change in and why you believe this is happening?
The numbers again show about a 5% increase, very similar. So the construction business has very similar stats to trucking. And I think it's because an industry that is customer service driven. And so I see that more and more, that women are just in the field. And I think too, if we talk about it, if women go into real estate sales or if they go into teaching, they're just one of the bunches. But if you're a woman and you really want to take your voice and you want to be unique and use that to your advantage, trucking is the place to come.
Oh, I know I've definitely found that place.
Right?
So, looking at some of these women looking to launch or change careers, what advice do you have for them when they're looking to join the world of work trucks?
So first of all, I would love to see a younger population come into the trucking business. As you know, this is a very aging industry. And so I think there's a great place for both men and women with and without degrees. I have come very far in this industry. It's been just amazing. I've had so much fun. And I actually don't have a college degree. I don't think that's necessarily a necessary thing. However, there is places for both. But I would like to see young individuals come in, be mentored by these great guys in the industry, these guys who are going to retire, because, once they retire, your career is just going to it's just going to jump a bit ahead. And so I'd love to see that one. But for women, I kind of go back to my point. If you want a place in which you can collaborate well with men and lead a team, trucking, I think, has a place for you right now.
I think that's a phenomenal message. And I think with that, we'll go ahead and close it out. Paula, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much.
And thanks to all of you who tuned in to today's episode of Truck Chat, sponsored by Isuzu Commercial Truck of America. For more information on Monarch Truck Center, Isuzu Trucks, or Women in Fleet, check out the links below and be sure to subscribe to Truck Chat so you don't miss an episode. Thanks.